Hey, wobble wobble wobble, this is Downtown Adrian J. Welcome to another episode. We've already tried the rubbing. We've got in, we've looked at the damage, and it's not going to really be fixed by rubbing or any kind of cosmetic stuff. So what I'm going to try and do, the next stage properly to do it, is to take sandpaper to it, wet and dry, and then shoot it with some clear coat. I had another little thought of to do something else. Now, after shooting the clear coat, what you could or should do is to put a protective film on the part. So I found out, and I should have done this a long time ago, but there's a 3M product called protective film, and it's like a clear film. I had it on the Porsche, on certain parts of the Porsche, and I really don't like those things. That they really kind of detract. I like the style of it, but as you can see, if you get damaged, then that's a whole lot worse. So after hitting it with clear coat, what I was advised to do was to put some 3M clear coat to protect it, because what's the point of fixing it if it's going to come back again? So I then thought, the paint is fine, the clear coat is knackered. When it gets wet, like I've looked at the car after a rain, and it's not too bad, it's really not noticeable. So I thought, before I hit it with clear coat and take a sanding block to it, which I'm really hesitant to do, is to actually just try some product on it and see if it kind of hides it. I'm going to show you now some of the stuff which I've got and walk you through. So big shout out, and once again, the company is called Shadow Shield, and they're, as I said, they're in Mississauga and Calgary. Before we put it on, we need to clean the area. Now, pop into your drugstore and get this isopropyl alcohol or rubbing alcohol. Now, this is 70% USP. Now, the best way to do this is dilute this. So you want like a 60 to 40%. You need a 60 to 40% solution. So I use this for like stuff around the house. So I'd already used about 40%. So what I've done is I've just filled the bottle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the car into the garage. I'm going to spray the bumper and clean it. What we're doing here, the attempt here is to take the wax off. So we want to take the wax off and the dirt as much as we possibly can, and have a good surface for it to adhere to. Okay, so let's do that now. If you can see what I'm going to do, the damage is all around here and here as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to test a small piece here. I'm going to cut a small piece here just to see, or actually maybe even half. I just want to see what the difference is like between the two. Okay, so let's get to cleaning. So spray bottle. And the idea, as you can see, is to just remove the wax. Our 3M scrap. There was one company that was going to charge me for 6 by 12, so 1 foot by 6 inches, nearly $10, and look how much I've got. This is a scrap. This is fantastic. I don't think I ever live as long as I will live and see someone give me as good a customer service as this guy did, Josh. Fantastic, man. Right, so this is the film. See the differences. I think he gave me 2 different types. Let's just check to see. Yeah, they look about the same. So it doesn't really matter. This is just to prove a point. So I'm not really worried. So it's about 8 by 2. I'm not really worried too much about accuracy. Remember my square, 8 by 2. Why am I doing it like this when I can do it like this? 8 by 2. Let's do it this way. 8 by 2. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this. And then cut this here. Let's see. Am I going deep enough? Maybe I didn't go deep enough. It's going really deep. Yeah, 8 by 8 by 2. That's the only piece I need. There we go. Now usually what you would do once you've measured out, you would kind of round it, trim round it. But I don't need to do that because it's just a test. Right, so the next thing we need to do is we need a squeegee bottle. We need a bottle with a soap water solution. So here we go. Got our old windshield, windshield and window de-icer, and these are good. Don't ever throw these away. You can use these for a load of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of washing up liquid and some water in there, and we're going to start spraying. So we filled it up with a solution of washing up liquid and water. Actually you could use, you should use maybe baby soap, but I don't really think, just for this small bit I'm not really too worried about. So we're going to hit this up. It's good. And we're going to then peel this. I'm going to hit it with some of the juice. Now we're going to just basically slide it up. See how easy that was? Now let's really done. So I'm just going to dry this. This needs to be a bit harder. I need a card. This is too soft because there are some. We're going to come back to it in, I don't know, a couple of hours after it's dried. But can you see already there is a difference? So I want to try and see